So today's session is mat based, okay, so you need to get yourself a nice comfortable mat, or if you haven't got a mat you can do it on a rug, you can do it on the floor, just as long as you feel comfortable for it. Now what I'm going to be doing during these sessions is I'm going to be doing some normal fitness moves, things like planks, things like lunges on next week's session, but we're going to be doing them with a Pilates flex, so we're going to be looking at that concentration and control of them, okay? So let's start off with a warm-up first of all. What I want you to do is sit into a straddle position, so your legs are slightly wider than hip width apart. You're sitting up on your sitting bones. I've got quite a floaty top on, so please bear with me so you won't be able to see as much. My shoulders are back and down and my core is nice and tight. Knees are slightly bent, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is place your hands up in front and you're going to rotate around, coming back to the middle and rotate around. We're paying particular focus on warming up the core. So I want 10 of these, so that's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 10. Okay, next one we're going to go for a roll down and come back up again. Opening up the spine. So what you think about it is every segment of the spine. So as you roll down, going from the top to the bottom, my head comes down, my back curves as if I've got a C shape with my spine. We're going to do 5 more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I want your hands out at shoulder height, and we're going to do retraction of the shoulder blades, retract it back and coming forward for 8. Good. So if you imagine crushing something in the middle of your shoulder blades, that's 4 there. We're going to go 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, place your hands beside you. We're going to warm up the lower half of our body, okay? So what I want to do is go toes down to the floor, coming back up again for 8, okay? And either place your hands on blocks, you can place them onto your knees if it's more comfortable, or place your hands behind. I'm going to put mine on my knees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to warm up the knee joint by lifting my leg up for a heel slide. So up and down. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please excuse the little voices in the background. I have my children with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to go for a out abduction and then leg up in the air on one leg, okay? We're going to be doing 8 of those. Again, opening up the hip joints. We've just done knee and we need to open up the hip joint. Ready? So out, up, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, changing sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to pause the video there. If you feel that you're not mobilised and you feel you need to go for longer, you can repeat this warm up to 2 times. And we'll put a reminder card of all of the movements that we've just. Okay, so the first movements that we're going to be doing is in the half plank position, okay? So what I'm going to go through first of all is the posterior points for this half plank position. So we're going to bring our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Our knees are going further back from our hips, so they're not in alignment, okay? My feet go down to the floor and I'm ensuring that I have a nice straight line from my shoulders until my bum with my back, okay? So it's a nice straight line downwards. So I haven't got any arching off the back, nor am I letting it go down and letting my hips go to the floor and producing an unnatural curve in my lumbar spine, okay? At this point, before we get started, what I want you to do is do your centering process. So breathing in. As you breathe out, I want you to engage your abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. And the first movement that we're going to be doing is a leg lift up and coming back down, okay? So leg lift coming up and coming back down. Upper body stays still, so it's anchored into points, okay? Next movement, take a rest if you need to, shake out your wrists, whatever you need to do. Make sure when you come back into that aligned position. Next movement is a shoulder tap. So we're doing this with control, concentration to ensure that there's not over movement in those hands, okay? One thing that I want you to do is try and hold as still as possible as you do it. So only slight movement in your hips, but most of the movements in your shoulders. Next movement is a cat pedal, okay? So hands are coming up, you pedal those hands up to your shoulders, coming back down. Next movement after that is that we're going to bring our leg up, coming back down. Leg up, straight back down. Okay, so we're going to do both sides to begin with. I'm going to reshow that movement because I just realised I was quite out of alignment then. So hands directly under your shoulders, go into that half plank position. Then you're going to bring your left foot, one foot up onto the floor. Leg goes up, coming straight back down. Leg goes up, straight back down. Notice how I'm not really moving my back. All the movement is in my glutes, so in my bum, which is moving the hip joint. Up and down, okay? So, we're going to do 8 of everything. I'll do the first set with you and then I'll pause it and ask you to repeat the movements for yourself, okay? Ready? So, legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, take a rest if you need to, stretch it all out, going back into this position. Hands up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cat pedals. Take a rest if you need to. I find this stretch the best by stretching out and bringing my head to the floor. It helps stretch out my wrists as well by bringing them up and down, pressing my bum down towards my knees. Okay, back into position. Okay, so we're going to go for our next movement, which is our cat pedal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Taking a rest and a stretch if you need to. Please bear with me taking lots of stretches in between. I don't know, I've been quite poorly, so I don't know if you realise that I think I've said in further videos. And I'm really struggling with strength and mobility. Okay. Next movement is our leg out, so hands directly underneath our shoulders, core nice and tight, leg goes out straight and back again. Ensure that foot is on the floor, placing my hands under my shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, going back into that stretch. Bring your hands up and down to stretch out them wrists. Head down to the floor. Going up and bringing your back into a rounded position. Then relax and back down. Okay, I'm going to pause the video there. What I would like you to do is repeat them up to 3 times. If once is more than enough for you, then please just do it the one time. And the video will be paused now and there'll be a cue card in to remind you of the exercises. Okay, so the next position that we're going in is to a lying sideways position, but we are going to slightly modify this position to go into a half plank. So to do this, what I need you to do is place your bottom leg that's against the floor behind you, and your knee and the other leg goes against that side, okay? At this point, you can either stay in this position, and if you can see my waist, it is slightly lifted up off the floor, or you can make it even harder by placing yourself up off the floor and creating a movement between your hips, so your hip being off the floor as well as your waist being off the floor. Now I am going to stay in the easier variation, but that is 2 options for you to do to make it more complicated. Okay, so I am not placing a block underneath me because I've got my elbow and my shoulders to rest on mobility. That does mean my head is slightly out of alignment, okay? I'm going to place my hand in front for stability, and the first movement that I'm going to be doing is a leg lift. So I'm going to be lifting my leg up and down. So I'm going up for a side leg lift. So sideways leg lift, working those adductor muscles. Okay, next movement that I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for a hold. Now this will be different for each person depending on what they're doing. So if this is too much already for you being on this position, holding will just ensure that you lengthen up your body and place your hands out, okay? Now, if you are in this position, you'll be going up, you're going to lift up one of your legs and the other hand is going over, lengthening your body and holding your core nice and tightly. So, find whichever way works for you. We're going to do a 20-second hold. Please bear in mind that this is an isometric movement which does raise your blood pressure. Okay, and then the next movement that with control and precision we're going to be doing a knee lift and coming back down. So knee lift and coming back down. Of course we do need to do both sides to be able to get an effective workout, okay? So, ready? Hands in front, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, engage your pelvic floor and abdominal muscles and start with your sideways leg lift. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going up into your side plank, hand up, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back down, we'll go back up for our further 10 seconds. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax back down. We're going to go into our next movement, which is our knee up and down. So that's 1, 2. Notice how control I've got, so I'm ensuring my foot stays in line with my ankle. My foot stays in line with my knee. So that's 4 and down. 5, back down. 6, back down. 7, 8. Relax and turn around to the opposite side. Okay, get yourself into position, ensuring that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder, that your knee is bent and hand is out, hand in front, sorry, and that your hand is holding your weight up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, up and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knee lift, so we're going up with control, back down. 2 and down. 3, back down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you might find it really helpful to do this in front of a mirror, and it's really easy to kind of see that you're staying in alignment if you do so, especially in this movement, because it's really easy to start bringing it up and really overextending the hip joint. So remember, we want control and we're using concentration throughout these movements. You want to repeat that up to 3 times now. Go with whatever your body allows you to do so, and then we're going to go into our stretches. Okay, so we're going to go for our curl down now, starting off with our hamstring stretch. What I want you to do is place your hands behind your legs. You can place the other leg down flat and bring that knee towards your body, holding yourself nice and tightly with your hands around your legs. You'll be able to feel this down the back of your legs, which is your hamstrings. Hold the stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. Changing sides, go on to the opposite side and hold it. What I want you to do is turn around to the side, bringing your knees up, bringing one leg behind you, knees together, hips facing forward, core nice and tight. You want to change to the opposite side, bringing your leg behind you for a quad stretch. So I go, I'm behind and hold it. Okay, so we're going to go for a back stretch. So if you come up into your seated position, what I want you to do is bring your hands around. You're going to be doing a hug position. So hug in, C shape with your spine, head towards your chest, pelvis forward, and a big rounding of the spine. Reaching down to your body so you get some hamstrings in there, and upper back stretch. Bring your hands behind your back, bringing your chest out, and you're going to go for a pectoral stretch. Bring your hands in front and up into the air for a shoulder stretch, breathing up nice and tightly, and reaching up far up as you can. And relax, and that's us finished with our exercise for today. Next week we're going to do some more control and concentration movements, and we'll be looking at standing Pilates. I hope to see you again next week.